Forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare, side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. Net Radio.
Many years ago in a distant land is where man created the first Congo drama. Out of the iron we make a melody. Look, everybody dancing in harmony.
Ancient rhythm in we bed, make we feel the way we ways. When we start to break away, break away, break away. This thing no came on green or race. Everybody could relate. When we start to mash up the place, tell them it's me, soca music. Make the people wind up so. Calypso, we call it. Tell them it's me, soca music. Make the people jump up so. Calypso, we call it. Make the people jump and wave and mash up the place. We calypso, man, woman and child, every creed and race. We calypso, make the people jump and wave and mash up the place. We calypso, man, woman and child, every creed and race. We calypso.
Oh no, no, partner, don't play with the roots and culture. This thing is a power passed on from we ancestors. So when the breeze start to blow, rocking we to and fro, everybody in the world go on to know, sweet got it so easy.
Ancient rhythm in we bed, make we feel the way we ways. When we start to break away, break away, break away. This thing no came on green or race. Everybody could relate. When we start to mash up the place, tell them it's me, soca music. Make the people wind up so. Calypso, we call it. Tell them it's me, soca music. Make the people jump
and vibes to start your day right.
Music, make the people wind up, so we call it soca.
Well, if you were ever wondering what it is
Soca music, make the
that really gets Trinidad and Tobago going, especially around now, it's we Calypso and we Soca.
wind up, so
Good morning, everybody, wherever you may be. Good to have you here on New Era TT Radio,
soca
the
music.
heartbeat of the Caribbean. And yes, we are taking you above and beyond. Welcome to Soca City.
Soca music, make the people wind up, so
As always, I want to say much thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. All that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing to you. Trinidad and Tobago, good morning. Neighbors in the Caribbean, good morning. Friends who are streaming all around the globe, different time zones and time slots, good day to you. And of course, thank you so much for being here.
soca music.
This is the breakfast show as we welcome you inside for another beautiful day.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
What are you laughing at, Charles? It's
I just got distracted there a little bit, so I didn't bring you up inside the system.
okay.
Sorry about that.
All right. Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. It's an absolutely beautiful Wednesday. And we're here. We're happy to be alive in the land of the living. Oh, I needed some sleep. And I got some.
Yeah, well, that is good. Eh? If you don't normally go and get it, trust me, it will force itself upon you.
I got some. I have to admit I got some. So if I sound a little more rested than I was sounding prior, it's because I actually got a full night's sleep. I went in my bed early.
But that is excellent. That is excellent.
Yeah. But good morning to those who are celebrating birthdays today. I know of two people in particular. A good friend of mine, my attorney, Stephen Wilson, he is celebrating his birthday today. And of course, the wife of Captain Ron, Fifi, out there in Ethiopia, she is also celebrating her birthday today. And today, is also a special day in Ethiopia. It's their Christmas. Let me see if I get it.
She's a Christmas baby.
She's a Christmas baby. There.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
So Fifi, happy birthday, and that's coming, of course, from your darling husband Ron, and from us here on the Breakfast Show. And today is Mezcal. No, it's Ethiopia. What's it called? Is Mezcal? No, Mezcal is the square that they're celebrating today. What is the name of the festival?
The actual study.
My God, it's Christmas Day anyway. They celebrate Ethiopian Christmas on today, and they're doing it at Mezcal Square. They did a candlelight service at Mezcal Square. All right. So, I don't know if it's Merry Christmas. I don't know if they say Merry Christmas in Ethiopia.
Captain Ron will send us a message, man.
Yeah.
What is the right name for the holiday, the Christmas holiday, what it goes by?
Yeah.
I see he's up very early. He's in Wyoming today.
Oh yes, in Wyoming. Okay, never been there. Anyway, so happy birthday, Fifi. Happy birthday, Stephen, and anyone else celebrating a birthday today. Of course, have an absolutely wonderful day, and may you get
a birthday or anniversary.
well, some people call it anniversaries. Some people call it Earth Strong. You name it. They say all kind of thing. I know it as birthday, so that's what I use.
Yeah.
You know?
No, but I was talking anniversary in the sense of the word. People who will be sending anniversaries today also,
Oh,
Yeah.
anniversary. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but people actually call it birth anniversary.
Uh-huh.
Some people say it's your birth anniversary, the anniversary of your birth. So whatever it is, happy birthday. Whatever you want to call it.
You grow up knowing it one particular way, and then as time goes by, everybody, as I say, every generation tries to change something, do something different or something,
Yeah.
Somehow what was the norm and the old in a lot of situations, that is not good for some people coming forward anymore. If you notice how people write these days, how they text and all those
it's
different.
When you start to do an email now, or anything you're doing now, it asks you if you want help to do it. You know that?
Yeah.
I say, what is this? I don't need help to write, to think my thoughts. I don't need help to, how should I put it? Put my thoughts on paper. But that's what it does now, apparently.
But once you're caught up with the AI and systems, it automatically tries to help you with almost everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
It's leaving very little room for you to use your creative juices, as I say, anymore. They make it very easy.
Yeah.
Ask you all different kinds of things and prompts and help you. They're willing to help you, man.
But yesterday I actually sent out birthday greetings to Stephen, thinking it was his 7th, I don't know what happened to me yesterday, but yesterday I was kind of out of it, and I made the mistake of sending the birthday greetings yesterday, and it's today. All right, so I'm seeing him on the chat saying thank you. So Stephen, I hope you have a great day today. And I can't remember your age. I don't want to hazard a guess.
And that's a good thing.
I do remember it, but I'm just trying to provoke him,
And that's a good thing, because you don't give out the age.
Oh God! Look, yesterday, I had one hell of a day with everybody sending me a video that they say they hear in my voice, and they thinking the video was actually done yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But the video was done almost 6 years ago. It was done in 2020. I don't know if people like, they don't research nothing again, they just go with a story. So yesterday, this story of a protest, this video of a protest in the city of Port of Spain, started to go viral. It didn't go viral when it happened, It happened since June of 2020. I did that video from the balcony of City Hall. When there was a shooting, I don't know if people remember, there was a shooting on the Beta with three young men shot and killed by police.
That is by Republic Bank and the Independence Square?
No, not that one.
Oh.
Not that one.
All those things are still outstanding.
Yeah. And no, actually, it was such as you're correct, I think it is that one, There were 4 of them in the car, and 3 of them died.
Yeah.
And 3 of them died, right? And there were a lot of protests in Mova and so on over their shooting, right? And it ended up in Port of Spain. Now, remember, in June 2020, we had, I think, COVID restrictions and so on, right?
Right.
But anyway, the protest ended up in town, and we were in a meeting in City Hall, and we heard this roar, this eruption outside, and I came out. We all came out on the balcony, and I videotaped it. Of course, you're hearing my voice. My voice is unmistakable, and this video all of a sudden went viral yesterday because people are thinking the video happened yesterday.
Yeah.
That the incident happened yesterday in town. I say, but like, people itching for a protest. No, people, that video is almost 6 years old. And Marvin Gonzalez messaged me. Eric Williams, former MP out there in Africa, called me.
Right.
Marvin called me. Fitzgerald Hines called me. I said, what is this? All kind of people message me. You understand? People from City Hall and all messaging me. And I'm saying, but I would think that it's so obvious that that is an old video.
No, it's not, because like when I saw it yesterday and all, and I was like, okay, what's going on? You know, I'm looking for more updates as to what really is taking place. So somebody have it and pull it out and put it back outside there, and it just
Clearly.
Wow.
And I mean, I would have only shared it at the time, probably with the council group or whatever, but I don't know who else. I might have shared it with family, but I don't know where that video went viral yesterday, and people kept sending it to me and saying, I hear in your voice. I say, yeah, but that video is old. They said, and they were relieved to know that it wasn't actually something that happened yesterday. So, for whatever reason, it went viral yesterday.
Yeah, maybe because of the time that we're into, you know, the uncertainty with all that's happening all around us, something. So any kind of thing like that, people just, we're going on in Trinidad, but you know.
Yeah. And that's how it came. That's how it came across. Apparently, that it was something.
Yeah, because I mean, look at it. Look how far Eric Williams is calling.
Yeah,
it done reached quite a.
But they were all relieved. They were all relieved to know it was not a recent video, and that all was well. But I remember that thing, police some Lego tear gas behind the people, and they were scampering. People were falling down, and it was a hell of a sight where police lined off Frederick Street and in front City Hall, and so on. It was crazy. I remember. You know, I think a pregnant woman also got shot on the beat-up during something. Some policeman gun went off and shot a pregnant. All that happened during that time. And all people have to do is Google it, you know, and they'll find the stories relative to that incident. You know?
Yeah. But well, it's good to see that at least it will bring back the story of itself on the front burner, because we never got the video to see what really happened there. The police blanked out everything with that situation. You know?
It never got closure.
Yeah. Nobody. It's one of the things that I find was so strange that something like that happened in Port of Spain. There was no video footage of it at all. Mm-hmm. Nothing was leaked, came out. All the business they took everything.
Yeah. And I remember we spoke to McDonald Jacobs at the time. He was acting commissioner. And he said that a full investigation will take place and they will release the results. I remember that. Richard, you remember that?
What's that? Sorry.
The shooting of the young man in Port of Spain the time, who came from the beat-up.
Yes. And there was supposed to be an investigation, but you never heard whatever happened.
Never heard.
From the investigation, The PCA was supposed to be following up on that too.
Yeah.
And but it just never went. And the family hasn't. I suppose the family is doing their own stuff in terms of trying to get answers behind the scenes, probably. Because you know it takes persistence to keep things alive in the public space. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
But let me say good morning to our listeners and viewers wherever you are, and good morning to my co-host Wendell and Richard. Good morning, guys.
Morning, Richard.
Good morning, Richard.
Yeah. So trying to get the names of the young men. The names are in the article too. And it was a crazy time in the city. I remember that so vividly now. You know? It was a crazy time.
Yeah. But I remember the actual situation, and there was a time it would have, I can't remember if it was last year, it was the year before, that there was the DPP or somebody said that they would have gotten some sort of movement with this by a certain time, you know, and nothing else had happened after that.
Yeah.
So it's only when the family and them start to rumble, you hear something about it, and then when everybody go quiet, they just go back quiet again.
Right. They were Leonardo Williams, Leonardo Williams, age 22, Fabian Richards, age 22, and 17-year-old Isaiah Williams, who were killed when police intercepted the car they were traveling early Saturday morning. They said that, I remember they don't have this here, but they followed the car from somewhere in the west, and they said the young men tried to escape from them, and they opened fire. Well, there was an exchange of gunfire, even though no guns, I think, were found at the time, right by Republic Bank, I think, Independence Square. That's where the incident happened. Police intercepted the car. This is part of the story now. Police intercepted the car they were traveling early Saturday morning. There were 3 other men in the car. One was shot and said to be in critical condition in hospital, while the other 2 escaped unharmed. Police have claimed the men were evading capture and shooting at them when they crashed on Independence Square. You know who raises this from time to time? Lincoln also raises this.
Yeah, Lincoln does.
You understand? But we've never heard anything about that incident ever since. There was no, and cameras are all over that part of Port of Spain, and no footage was ever seen from that incident. None. But yesterday the protest went, the protest video went viral, just like that. Anyway.
Well, like I said, it might spur people into action.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into our good news, people.
Yeah.
So the people here in Trinidad have been so friendly. I was not expecting that. Every interaction I've had with someone has just been very, very positive. From the moment I arrived, the immigration officer, he was like super, super nice. He was giving me recommendations, pleading with me to go to Tobago. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time on this trip. And then the car rental lady was really funny. I nearly gave her a heart attack though, because she asked where I was staying and I said Leventil, which apparently is a really dangerous area of the city. And she was like really, really shocked. But yeah, she was really happy. And then the accommodation I'm staying at, the host, she was amazing, like giving me all these recommendations, giving me tips and stuff. But yeah, hope it continues, because the people here in Trinidad at the moment have gave me the first impressions that it could be the friendliest nation in the Caribbean.
Yeah, ain't we friendly or what?
Yeah, sometimes we over friendly.
I think all over friendly. Anyhow, it very well might have it the truth.
All right, let's greet some folks in the chat this morning. Eunice Dublin consistently comes in at first sometimes. Good morning. Margaret Thomas says, good morning, guys. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Brent Hackshaw, good morning. Suzanne Jessup, so that's Suzanne, Suzette, and Mrs. Gemma. Brennan Smith from Goodwood in Tobago. Wendy Ann and Frank James says, enjoy the day. Erica Charles also says, good morning. Boy B. Dacey from Debe. Apolinas, Slick Money Grip, Odell Guy from Sangre Grande. Robert Taylor says, I've returned to the United States safely. That's out there in Fernandina Beach. Claire Lendor Rollins. Kenny in Harlem says, good morning. Alice Hart. Sherwin and Juliet Kerr. Kathy Ann Charles says, good morning and have a wonderful day. Also special morning to Arlene. Marlon Motley in North Val Saint says, good morning. Nicola McNichols, Debbie Modest, Diane Payne, Ila Rizan, we haven't heard from you for a little while. Carol Guevara, Ian Stewart, Ava Smith, Ingrid from Tucson, Arizona, Joyce Phillip. Carol is saying happy hump day. CJ from New York, have a fantastic hump day. Melissa Nelson, Arthur from Champlain, Beverly Andrews, Gavin Frank, Shema Paul, Katia and Charles saying happy birthday. Stephen Stephen is responding. Thank you. He says he's 36. You don't look a day older than 35 though. You do well. Anthony Maxwell says greetings. Richard Wendell and St. Charles, Carla Hercules, blessed morning. Katia and Townsend, Scorpion Pepper, Julia Samantha, Robert Harper, Trini Merle Kitchen in Oshawa, Bernadette and Nelicia Yates, Mrs. R Scorpion Pepper says, I'm trying. I saw that story too, where they dropped one of the charges against Maduro. I don't know how true it is. I saw that also. Trinidad Tobago, Ron DeSantis Jr., Trini Gets Fit, and David McCarthy all saying good morning and hello. All right. You have any, Sir Charles?
Yeah, man. So good morning to Kent in Laventille, who's always very early on this chat on the WhatsApp. Also to, hey, wait on. All right. Let me say good morning to Paul coming in. I don't know which one of you Paul it is. Good morning to Sankofa, Archbishop Ashton Clark. Good day to you. To Mahi out there in Columbus, Ohio. And Captain Ronald also wishing Fifi a happy birthday today and a Merry Christmas. Peter Wilson, good day to you. Frank Inaruka, Sina, good morning. And Mr. Beeps, good morning to you and the PT Valley people. Dean Allen, good morning. Foxy, good morning. Pixie Ann, good morning. Well, Lincoln was from yesterday. Mr. Billy, Powder Magazine, good morning to you. And Rena Buna Jennings, all you people there, good morning. And of course, thank you very much for being on the breakfast show this morning. Good morning to Gael people. And thank you all for being here. So we're going for a short break and we will be back. Don't go anywhere.
Looking for pet supplies that wouldn't bite? Visit Bow Wow Supply Limited, your friendly family-owned pet store at the corner of Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City. We offer fabulous prices, great service, and a wide range of foods, treats, toys, grooming products, and accessories. Everything your pet needs in one place. We are open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Coming today, Bow Wow Supply Limited, Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City. Your pet's friendly place. Call us at 640-7184.
Jump into savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 40% off in-store and online. Find amazing deals on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. Plus extra discounts on credit plans and free gifts with select purchases. Save more at Furniture Plus today.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Okay.
All right.
So at this point, this is where we look at the newspapers.
Newspapers. All right. Yeah, of course. Today's, of course, is January 7th, 2026. And the Express Online stories are Seabridge upgrade. Vendor begs for mercy. And I saw that story trending yesterday where a vendor got at least $19,000 in tickets. Not me. That story is about former West Indies all-rounder Dwayne Bravo. Found noses out Raja. I don't know what that is about. And some other trending stories in today's Express are after babies drowning, grandma's suicide witnessed by 8-year-old. No,
that was sad, right?
Yeah, that story is
that's a double tragedy.
Well, I don't know that tragedy will. Well, let's hope it ends there. But I could imagine how those parents and especially the father, because I think it's his mother, how he's feeling, that is a crazy story, but apparently the grandmother was so overwhelmed with grief, and apparently people were blaming her. Yeah, she committed suicide, and I don't know if people remember that story, the 2-year-old that drowned when and the baby was left in the care of the grandmother by the parents. It's a crazy story. Dear government, have mercy on citizens, fines, penalties causing chaos. And I think an attorney has written a pre-action protocol letter to the Transport Commissioner concerning those fines. TTPS officer among 3 arrested in DEA-led cocaine trafficking case. Cabello emerges in Caracas to denounce U.S. raid, and screams before man knifed to death after leaving wake. Those are all trending stories in today's Express.
Okay, so let me do the Guardian, and then you'll do the news there, right? Because Richard is on the move this morning. So in the Guardian this morning, vendor to pay $19,000 ticket after racking up 6 traffic offenses. And there seems to be some kind of little victimization taking place there with a police officer.
You think? With the TTPS, you think?
Yeah, you get in trouble all the time. I'm coming for you now.
Mrs. Zago come out and defend them, though.
Mrs. Zago alone now.
Like to defend police.
Permit late fees. Permit is higher than announced. Officials admit admin error. All right. I had to get back to that. Caught among 3 locals held by U.S. officials on cocaine gun charges. I mean, you can't have a story like that without a police involved.
Boy.
Ian Allen wants Sandu Mayor to say sorry for derogatory remarks. So he's threatening to take the mayor to court. TNT sides with U.S. as OAS grapples with Venezuela fallout. Opposition wants PM to explain policy on Venezuela, and that is Amy Brown there. He's most visible. Caracas on high alert after Miraflores shooting. Okay, I don't know about that one. And political scientists. Marginal seats could decide THA elections. I find that the THA elections has gone kind of still silent these days.
Very.
Go ahead.
Well, it's silent to media, but I don't think it's silent to Tobagonians.
Probably
not. Well, I know you have interest in Tobago. How it going? How it going?
Huh?
Oh, you're pleading the fifth. That's all right.
No. I mean, because every now and then I know some of the stations, well, in the nighttime news does carry some of what's going on the platforms there, but you don't see. I mean, you see it occasionally in the newspapers too. But Trinidad media is following it, but I suppose they're waiting for it to get a little closer, which is just it's next week.
It's next week, yeah. It's next week. It's the 12th.
It's the 12th, yeah. It's next week.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens in that election.
But
I noticed that the PNM and what is the other one? The IEF, the one with the only 2 parties apparently, at least from the news item that I saw, that signed on to the ethical behavior on the platform, that sort of thing.
Must be the IDA.
Apparently, the one with Denise Soyafat.
Yeah, IDA.
Right. So they were the only 2 parties that signed on. Some other party said they were going to sign on. I don't know what is the problem. Why would parties have a problem signing on to that? That is absolutely mystifying to me. Why would a political party have a problem to signing on to ethical behavior on the platform?
It happened in the general elections, you remember?
Yeah, and that's one thing I find that mystifying.
Anyway, the news day today, no mental health for teachers. Richard, again, a feedback from your view. So just silence your mic when you listen. No mental health for teachers, EAP inaccessible. Ian Allen gives Sando Mayor deadline for apology. You know, I saw what the mayor of San Fernando had posted. I think I had sent it for you guys because you know me, I screenshot things a lot. And I said, what kind of madness are we doing here? Why would the mayor post that? You know, and he removed it immediately because I sent it to someone and tell him to move it. But clearly other people already saw it, you know, and it was most inappropriate at the time. Most inappropriate. You understand? So I hope that he apologizes and it doesn't go any further than that, you know. Anyway, Ian Allen gives Sando Mayor a deadline for apology. New cargo vessel to arrive in Trinidad and Tobago soon. Trinidad and Tobago cop among 3 held for drug and gun conspiracy in the U.S. Thieves spray 7 on walls at Malik Secondary School. This war of numbers still taking place. Griffith, who has been bullied, well, that's an old story. And double murder pushes toll to 7 in 6 days. So those are all trending stories in all 3 of our newspapers. And let's just greet some more people on the chat. Ambrose Blah, Stellar Services. Who else? Miss Zaro came back in. Wayne Ramsey, good morning, Wayne. And of course, Ron DeSantis Jr. All right? Some people who joined.
You know, it was an interesting thing that I saw yesterday too. That was, well, apparently leaked by news source. I don't know, so you don't know if it's real, but it looked real. Was the issue of the SOE is coming to an end, and well, it's coming to an end shortly. Well, at least the time span for it, the constitutional time limit is coming to an end, and then of course you'll have to now go to Parliament and get certain majorities to continue. But there seems to be a bill, according to what news source posted up yesterday, which I didn't even see from news source. I saw from somebody else who shared it in on Facebook, on social media, about a plan to have a bill called special zones of. I'm saying, maybe I'm paraphrasing it, not precisely in how it was phrased, but the intent is to create something called special zones of concern, so that it's a bill that presumptively will require 3/5 majority, and it seeks to give the Prime Minister the authority to declare a zone. In other words, let's just pull something out of the air where they might have bacchanal going on. Let's say Bella Vista.
It's like a state of emergency within the state.
But yes, within that space, so they could say Bella Vista is now a zone of concern, and they could issue curfew. But I'm just pulling out something they took off the top of my head.
Pull out some head now.
Oh, you mean the area?
Yes.
I was wondering where that is, but that's about you.
You targeted people inside there.
So they said, so wherever it is, wherever it is, let's say it's, and I suppose it could be as precise as, I don't know how precise it would be. Now this is all, this is all in the area of speculative, because the draft of the bill as leaked by news source was there, and it's saying and it's saying that those zones gives you the kind of authority to have curfews and stuff without calling a national state of emergency, in other words. So you can say that this place is now a zone of concern, and the Prime Minister can designate it that, and the police can take control of that area and mandate curfews and stuff for people living in that specific defined area, etc. Now it's a bill, and it's something that was leaked. It's nothing that the government has articulated formally, as far as I'm aware. So this is all leaked via social media, and whether it's legitimate or not, I suppose we will come to it. Now, of course, I don't find states. This is kind of, it seems akin to what Jamaica does, because Jamaica does something like that.
Yeah.
Where they will have isolated, for want of a better word, states of emergency in specific areas where they could say, well, okay, we're having a curfew in El Dorado because a lot of difficult people live in El Dorado. I'm just saying, I'm giving an example, and I'm not saying that is real.
You attacking friends today. You attacking friends today. You will hear from him too.
So they said, in other words, you can have a curfew in this area, etc., etc. So it's, I mean, well, my fundamental position is that I don't believe states of emergencies are tools to fight crime.
You there?
Yeah.
You done calling you already?
No. I was just.
So, but this is something that we would have spoken about before, where if they could declare state of emergency in particular areas because they call in certain areas crime hotspots and so on. This is not a new discussion.
No.
So we could call.
Well, they can't do it, and they can't do it under our current constitution. No.
Right. It cannot be done. Right. We had established that. So, which means they need to change the constitution to be able to do it.
Well, not change the constitution. They're creating a bill to give them the authority to do that.
Well, you need constitutional majority.
But you will need, obviously, you will need a special majority because you're going to be restricting people's. Once you're restricting people's movement, potentially, you're in breach of you're in breach of one of the sections 4 or 5 in the Constitution. So it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see that.
Sorry about that, Richard. It is something similar to what happens like in Jamaica.
Jamaica uses Jamaica's legislative infrastructure allows them to call states of emergencies in particular areas. So they could say there's a problem in Trelawney, for example, and they can have a state of emergency there. But it doesn't necessarily affect Montego Bay. I'm just giving an example.
But this bill would not seek to do the same kind of thing. It's not.
Well, that's what he's saying.
Well, it seems as if it's planning to do something along those lines. But of course, we'll have to see if this is really real or not. Because it's all leaked. It's nothing that has been formally stated by the government. It's just leaked information. So we'll have to see if it's real. And if it is real, when they put out the bill, then we would better be able to comment on it and whether we think it's good law or not. So
what we can do this morning is poll it. If people will support something like that.
A limited state of emergency.
If they get,
it's a state of emergency specifically confined to a particular area.
Yeah.
So it could say, St. Helena is a bacchanal area, so we have security concerns in St. Helena, so you're locking down St. Helena. I just given an example, but I've given different areas.
Yeah. What about Marval?
Nah, never. But you see Trinity for sure.
Well, when they can fashion the Polaroid, we can ask people in advance.
I done said it.
Okay.
But as I say, let's preface this by saying we don't know that this is really a plan. This is all speculative, and it's because it was something that was leaked, presumptively leaked. So we don't know that this is actually a plan, but it seemed pretty comprehensive in terms of what was said. My general concern beyond states of emergency is not in my opinion, that's not the intent of states of emergencies, to fight crime. I think it has to be extraordinary for you to get to that level. But otherwise, it's a policing job, and police needs to, work within the Constitution to do what they're supposed to do. That's my opinion. Yeah. And of course, you're free to disagree. In addition to which, I don't think that any one official should have the power to just call that just like that. Yeah, so that if it was purport, I still think it needs parliamentary oversight. So I know the president can, on the advice of the prime minister, can call a state of emergency, but I still but there's strict guidelines in how long it can be for. I think it has to be something along that line. It can't just carte blanche give some sort of power to whatever office holder, and in the speculative draft, if we're calling it that, it presumes it's the prime minister. Without parliamentary oversight. I think parliamentary oversight is super important.
Yeah. Jennifer is saying, good morning, everyone. In Jamaica, the initial zone of special operations, which is what they call it, zone of special operations legislation in 2017 had received bipartisan support. All right. So, well, we'll ask you, is it something you're willing to support? Will you support a zone of special operations in Trinidad and Tobago as a crime fighting tool? You understand? Will you support it if and when the time comes? Because I guess the citizenry will have a lot to say if it ever comes to light. But trust me, if news source get it as a leak, it's probably exactly that. You understand? So we will ask that when the time has come, but we can open up the lines and take some calls from folks,
Yeah, well, before we get to the phones and everything, we have our Did You Know segment. Yeah.
Am I the only one that didn't know Mackenzie Scott's interesting connection to the Black community? So Mackenzie Scott is an author and a philanthropist and the ex-wife of Jeff Bezos. And she recently donated over $1 billion to several HBCUs. Now, this donation to Black colleges isn't random, and the decision was actually influenced by someone very influential in her life. So Mackenzie attended Princeton. While there, she took a creative writing course. The professor of that course took Mackenzie under her wing and mentored her, and she said that Mackenzie was one of the best students that she had ever had. Even after graduation, her and the professor stayed in contact, and they would exchange letters. When Mackenzie was going through rough times and struggling financially, the professor would send her letters of encouragement. When Mackenzie decided to write her own book, this professor was the supervisor of that and mentored her during the process. Mackenzie applied to work at an investment firm, and this professor wrote an amazing letter of recommendation that allegedly helped Mackenzie get hired. At that firm, she met her future husband, Jeff Bezos. They got married, they built Amazon together, and in 2019, they split. And Mackenzie got around $36 billion. She vowed to donate the majority of her worth, including donations to HBCUs. So who was this professor? It was the Pulitzer Prize winning, the Nobel Prize winning, the late great Toni Morrison, who was the first Black female to win a Nobel Prize. Mackenzie says she not only learned writing from Toni, she also learned humanity, compassion, and philanthropy. I never knew this connection, but this is a dope story to me. Shout out to Mackenzie for her generosity and her willingness to donate her wealth to make the world a better place. And as always, the biggest shout out to the late great Toni Morrison. Wow, this is a dope story to me.
Now you know.
Now you know.
$36 billion from settlement, Wendell. Wow. Mackenzie learned a lot of things.
Yeah.
And working to make Amazon the initial start of Amazon in a garage. I mean, you know, and so it's an incredible, incredible story.
Yeah.
I remember when Amazon first started, they used to sell books.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to order.
At the beginning, yes.
Yeah, and I used to order books from Amazon since then, you know. I used to order books from Amazon, and it used to come in a little box. And because I was and still am an avid reader. I just don't read as much as I should get back to. But I used to order books, and at the end of the year, Amazon used to send you a gift and say thank you for your support throughout the year, you know, in terms of whatever you bought. Of course, they don't do that again. But, you know.
They're busy delivering non-stop.
They can't send, because there's so many people that shop there now that you can't send gifts. But yeah, I remember getting a couple of gifts from Amazon because I bought books and stuff during the year.
Yeah.
And look at it today.
The person who came up with the idea to supply them with vehicles too is a brilliant person too. Those vans that they use. They use a kind of standard van. I don't even know. Is it a Volkswagen or I'm not even sure what model van it is they use. But you see them all over. It's so very recognizable. An Amazon van. You know,
it says who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so people, we are opening the lines to take your calls. 281-1315 and 299-5156. And, you know, we'd like you to get to the point and get out of the point, all right? So we can get as many people inside as possible.
So Charles, you can check the chat too, if when you get a chance, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Caller, good morning. Mr. Patrick.
Yes, sir. Morning. Good morning. Trinidad and Tobago morning. You know, yesterday when I was making the points with the license, I was in the license office Friday. So the information I was given all was correct information. The guy who say is after 6 months, he don't understand it from 1 day to 6 months is $600 penalty.
Yeah, but we corrected him yesterday, Mr. Patrick. You don't listen to the show?
Yeah, well, no. A person yesterday was talking, and I say, hey, sometimes people use the driver's permit as a form of ID because not everybody have a passport. He didn't know that. As we always everybody, because most places now they want 2 form ID sometimes, right?
Yep. So some people don't even drive, which is what we were discussing this morning. Some people don't even drive; they just have it as another form of ID. Yeah.
Because sometimes in case of an emergency, you have a driver's permit to drive. You understand?
Yes.
So I find them prices, brother. Yesterday again, I went to see if I could go license up there. When I see the line outside, I get stuck back. You understand?
I tell you, there's something about governments and certain institutions that they like to see people suffer and in panic. They love to see it. There's take out the popcorn and watch and say, yeah, I caused that.
Look, I see a guy talking about 19,000 in ticket. Where you get a man 19,000 in ticket, boy? So a lot of people right now who just have to pack up the car, brother. That will be happening. Because that people here all that money to fix everything on a car.
I tell you what is going to happen is that they are going to interfere with some police officers or maybe some senior police officer or somebody senior. All this go stop. All it go stop or slow down tremendously. Watch and see. Not my words.
Davide, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes, Sir Charles, good morning.
Morning, Davide.
Wendell and Richard, good morning.
Morning.
So,
good morning.
I looked at 2 newscasts yesterday, last night, TV6 and CNC3. On CNC3, they were interviewing people in licensing office. And 3 of the persons who they interviewed were saying the same thing. They said that they came to do the renewal of the permit, but there was, the computer crash, right? And one guy spoke very eloquently. He said that they did not take this into consideration because apparently, when you have to do something like that, you have to test run it. And he said the computer crashed because there was no test run. and so many thousands of people be using the system, and they know how long it's going to last. You know what they told them when it crashed? They said you have to stay around or come back tomorrow. 3 persons said the same thing, huh? You know when they interviewed Commissioner, the Transport Commissioner, you know what he said? He said he didn't know anything about that. All he knew that his system broke down for 6 minutes. I say, but how did you be saying something?
Well, Ms. Dabidi, that's not only what the commissioner said, you know. The commissioner said that it was a mistake. That plenty people get charged $600 because they were late by a day and more, when it's supposed to be $650.
Yes. I'm not going to tell you that because there was a guy who had a ticket for $650. And I saying, so why everything's so confused? Why everything's so confused? And nobody knows, the right hand doesn't know what the left hand doing. And all because apparently I get the impression that they already budgeted, they will collect X amount for January. So that money has to come in by the hook or the crook. Why couldn't you?
That is when you want to put anti-citizen measures with a greater deal of fervor to cause disruption to citizens for which you are the servants. That is what happens. Because you yourself are confused about it. And the Minister of Transport doesn't have the decency to call a press conference to indicate that all of these issues were happening. And I don't know whose idea it was. Somebody get up one morning and say, you know what, I need to double all the fees. That's how it come about.
And you know, the Transport Commissioner could have told the minister, but so hear this now. He's not ready. Give us a week. Let us get things in place. Like everybody's afraid of either what do you call it? Annoying the Prime Minister or keep a job. Something is not right. Thank you very much.
All right.
The fact of the matter is, you should not have to pay any fee for renewing your license, especially within a 60-day timeline or a 6-month timeline. Sorry, I said 60 days, 6 months. They renew it, you renew it.
Yep.
Don't be punitive to people. All of that is crap.
Yeah,
anything that's anti-citizen, I will call it out. I don't care who is in government. It could be PNM, it could be UNC, it could be whoever. Once you're doing citizen measures that are anti-citizen and making life more difficult in this small space for citizens, I'm going to call it out for what it is.
So you are saying that somebody can have an expired driver's license for 6 months and still be able to drive? That's what you're saying?
People don't understand the English language.
So
I said there should be no penalty in terms of payment. How difficult is it to understand English?
Yeah.
There should be no penalty in terms of cost.
Morning, guys. Morning to Wendell. Morning to Richard. And morning to Charles.
Morning, Kuala.
I don't listen to your program even when there was a new station. They told man, I'm Wendell.
All right, yeah, no, we did.
Come over. Right. So I want to deal with the issue that News Source reported, where we don't need to be fact as yet, because it hasn't happened as yet. But the country have a real fear, especially PNM areas, what they call hotspots, many of the areas that they call hotspots, in taking away people's freedom to protest, because this is all about their freedom to protest. This government is doing just like what is happening in the United States. Muzzling the people, having the people afraid. Look what is transpiring now, Wendell, in this country in terms of the taxes. That they promised it would not have any raise of taxes, and they will lower the taxes when they win governance. And it's on the contrary that they are imposing these draconian measures on people. So people are running scared, and they are pushing, right? So it wouldn't be passing me any strange to see that what is taking place. And I believe News Source is right. And I believe they will target PNM areas And this is very frightening because they could only push and push and push until they push somebody against a wall. They ever try to back a wild animal into some kind of pen and see what the reaction will be. They will fight back. They will fight back eventually. If they keep this up, this government keep this up, give people the freedom to view the points of being locking up activists, people who are against your policies and the measures, because that never happened under PNM. You can say what you want. They cuss Dr. Rowley black, is why they call him orange. They say what they want about that man. He's rapist, all kinds of stuff. That never, Sir Charles, that never happened under the PNM. Give people the freedom.
Okay, thanks very much, Tallman.
Yeah, thanks, Tallman. Good hearing from you. Long time I haven't heard from you. You know. Of course, our poll is up, people. Will you support? Listen to the questionnaire. This is specific, as they say, specifically for some people. Specifically, listen to the. Will you support special operation zones as a crime fighting tool? If it ever comes up, will you support it? Okay.
Yeah.
We're not asking, do you support it, because it's not a proposal yet.
It's just speculation.
Will you support it, right, as a crime fighting tool? Yes or no? Answer the questions during our news break. Morning, Damian and Amanda Edwin. Haven't heard from you all for a long time.
Happy New Year.
Chat. We'll greet you all again after 7 o'clock news. All right.
Hey, morning, Amanda. And Damian.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Guy El Caribbean TV for Wednesday, the 7th of January. Wherever you are tuned in from, I'm Derek McMillan. Good day, everybody. 3 Trinidad and Tobago nationals, including a serving police officer, have been arrested on U.S. provisional warrants linked to a major DEA drug trafficking probe. U.S. Embassy officials say DEA vetted officers working with the TTPS Special Investigations Unit and the Transnational Organized Crime Unit detained Raphael Joseph, Michael McSween, and Clevon Prasad on December 30th. All 3 are wanted in New York on charges of conspiracy to import cocaine and firearms offenses arising from a 2024 DEA investigation. The embassy confirmed Joseph is an active duty TTPS officer. Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara says the arrests show the strength of Trinidad and Tobago's cooperation with U.S. law enforcement and the TTPS commitment to accountability. The men are now awaiting deportation to the United States. The Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago has announced the acquisition of a new roll-on, roll-off passenger and cargo vessel, the MV Blue Wave Harmony, which will replace the MV Cabo Star when its lease expires on January 12, 2026. The new vessel is expected to arrive around January 18th, pending weather conditions and final approvals. NIDCO says the ship will deliver greater reliability, cargo capacity, and passenger comfort, with 4 main engines for redundancy and stronger ramps for heavier loads. It can carry about 125 freight units and includes 31 refrigerated sockets for food and pharmaceuticals. The vessel also features passenger cabins, a restaurant, lounges, and accessibility upgrades. In the meantime, contingency services will continue using the APT James, T&T Spirit, and Galleon's Passage to maintain essential cargo movement between Trinidad and Tobago. The Online Gaming Agents Association of Trinidad and Tobago is calling for an urgent meeting with Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar, accusing the National Lotteries Control Board of refusing to meet while millions of dollars in state revenue are being lost each week. The association says it has made more than a dozen attempts to meet with the NLCB board since July last year, but has been ignored and estimates losses of over $2 million a week due to what it calls poor management. Olga Atti says a scheduled November 10th meeting was canceled with just 2 days' notice, despite agents stressing the urgency of their concerns. The group insists it is not seeking more spending, but wants to present proposals to boost revenue and cut costs. In a letter signed by President Dean Prasad, the association asked the Prime Minister to intervene, saying agents simply want respectful dialogue and a fair hearing. A Penal woman has died by suicide, just days after the accidental drowning of her 10-month-old granddaughter. Police say 55-year-old Dheeraj Seepersad of Railway Line Road, Gopi Trace, was found at her home on Sunday after reportedly ingesting poison. She was taken to the San Fernando General Teaching Hospital and died early Monday morning. Relatives say Seepersad had been caring for her granddaughter, Alia Amalia Ramjit, on New Year's Eve at a home in Diego Martin when the baby crawled away and fell into a swimming pool. The child was later pronounced dead at the St. James Medical Complex. Family members say Seepersad appeared deeply distressed after the tragedy. Police investigations are continuing. In the region, former St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves is questioning whether deposed Venezuelan leader Nicolás Maduro can get a fair trial in the United States. Maduro and his wife Cilia Flores pleaded not guilty on Monday to U.S. charges accusing them of involvement in so-called narco-terrorism and drug trafficking. Speaking at a news conference in St. Vincent, Gonsalves, now opposition leader, said even U.S. President Donald Trump had claimed he didn't receive a fair trial, and he argued that Maduro's capture and removal to New York breached international law and the UN Charter. He said the move reflects a revival of the Monroe Doctrine, where the U.S. seeks to control affairs in the region, and noted that CARICOM remains divided over Venezuela. Gonsalves said the charges still have to be proven in court, and he called for sober diplomatic dialogue to resolve the crisis. Finally, in international news, European leaders known as the Coalition of the Willing met in Paris today with envoys of U.S. President Donald Trump to push forward a peace plan for Ukraine, with President Volodymyr Zelensky saying the deal is now 90% there. But tensions were high, as the talks came just days after the U.S. moved militarily against Venezuela, and as President Trump again signaled interest in bringing Greenland, an autonomous Danish territory, under U.S. control. Denmark's Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen faced pressure not to clash with Washington amid fears it could weaken U.S. backing for Ukraine. Several major European leaders issued a statement stressing that Greenland is part of NATO and that Arctic security must be handled collectively, while also insisting decisions about Greenland belong only to Denmark and Greenland. Analysts warn any U.S. move on Greenland could spark a serious crisis for both NATO and the EU. And that is news at this time. Thank you for listening.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio. 9 a.m. to 12.
Promoter tell we come up in the Fed. When we pull up, he looking pretty vexed. Asking me and Travis if we see the text. The text say dress code in effect. It's a fed, so we ride up on some BMX. Squad deep, rough riding like DMX. Promoter bitching like he's suffering from PMS, because we pull up in some t-shirt, short jeans and easy bro. Hard fit, where you come to do this easy bro. Champagne popping like the stars on TV bro. Turn up the heat till they start to beg for peace bro. Who wanted to eat? Sit up, pack up all the meals to go. The dance nice, nobody here so don't need to go. I'm no taxi man outside, more than tree to go. A man say Ras, tell me where you get them trees to blow. Cause I need the float, yeah we need the float. I is a delinquent in a fit. As soon as they say water then I wet. We gal and them and all building a sweat. We're ready from we jump off of the jet. When the soca start and the crowded part, we hit bullseye like that. East, west, south and north. Have some friend from yard, they all in bongo car. When we pull up in with t-shirt, short jeans and easy bro. Hard fit, we are come to do the season bro. Champagne, popping like the stars on TV bro. Turn up the heat, till they start to beg for breeze bro. Who wanted to eat? Say to pack up all the meals to go. The dance nice, nobody else so don't need to go. I'm no taxi man outside, all in tree to go. A man say Rast, and the way you get them trees to blow. Cause we need the float, alright. I is the worst in a party. Just post up the artwork and you tag me. And then you see me roll through with the army. Like high bees, them girls that swarm. When them girls start whining and the speaker box them climb, and they pour them drinks in line, people start to lose their mind. If you see them girls in front, out they start to run like vine. Now when we pull up in with t-shirt, short jeans and easy bro. Hard fit, we come to do the season bro. Champagne, popping like the stars on TV bro. It gets so hot when they start to beg for breeze to blow. Who wanted to eat? Start to pack up all the meals to go. The dance nice, nobody else who don't need to go. I'm a taxi man outside, bullet tree to go. I'm man say Rast, tell me where I get them trees to blow. Cause I need the float, yeah they need the float. I don't like restrictions in my dress code. To choke up in a blazer and a west coat. A tie around my neck giving a death stroke. We living where the island warm, love how the vibe does flow. When the girl inside breast show, when you see them ties exposed with the nice cornrows, them girls wine and roll. When we arrive on road and when we pull up in with t-shirt, short jeans and easy bro. Hard fit, we come to do the season bro. Champagne, popping like the stars on TV bro. Turn up the heat till they start to beg for breeze to blow. Who wanted to eat? Start to pack up all the meals to go. The dance nice, nobody else so don't need to go. I'm no taxi man outside, all the tree to go. I'm a say Rast, tell me where you get them trees to blow. Cause we need the float, yeah we need the float.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into Net
Promoter tell me come up in the fed. When we pull up in looking pretty fix. Asking me and Travis if we see the text.
Come up inside the fed and let me get on bad.
It is a fed, so we ride up on some BMX.
Carnival in Trinidad.
Riding like
hey everybody, welcome inside like the second hour of the breakfast show.
Up in some t-shirt.
And yes, you can only get it here on New Era TT Radio.
Where you come to do the season.
Kyle Caribbean TV.
Like the stars on TV, bro.
Taking you above and beyond.
Who wanted to eat? Sit up, pack up all the meals to go.
Of course, when we come off of the Guile feed, remember people, you can get us all day, every day. NewEraTTRadio.com. New Era TT Radio. In your browser, so you get us on TuneIn. Your Alexa and Google devices, you can pin us and get us there, alright?
We can let them on all building a sweat. We're ready from we jump off of the jet. When the soca start and the crowded part, we hit bullseye like that. East, west, south and north.
So the poll question, will you support special operations zones here in Trinidad and Tobago, like Jamaica, I suppose some other places have, right? So remember you're voting yes or no. Of course, we are not looking at anything that is here as yet. We are just speculating, right? So continue to vote, and when we come back, we'll tell you how you voted.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Jump into savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 40% off in-store and online. Find amazing deals on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. Plus extra discounts on credit plans and free gifts with select purchases. Save more at Furniture Plus today.
Looking for pet supplies that wouldn't bite? Visit Bow Wow Supply Limited, your friendly family-owned pet store at the corner of Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City.
We offer fabulous prices,
great service, and a wide range of foods, treats, toys, grooming products, and accessories. Everything your pet needs in one place. We are open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Coming today, Bow Wow Supply Limited, Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City. Your pet's friendly place. Call us at 640-7184.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Okay.
We are back. I actually found the copy of the post of the pre-action protocol letter that was sent to the Transport Commissioner. Just to wrap up that discussion, it says, "Dear Commissioner, I write pursuant to the principles governing pre-action conduct in public law matters to formally notify you of my intention to challenge the lawfulness of the imposition of late fees for the renewal of driver's permit administered by the Licensing Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. This letter is sent in good faith with a view to resolving the matter without recourse to litigation. 1. Decision, practice being challenged. The decision, policy, or administrative practice of requiring payment of increased renewal fees or late fees solely on the basis that a driver's permit has expired for a defined period of time, irrespective of whether any unlawful driving occurred during that period. 2. Statutory context. I have reviewed the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act, Chapter 4850 as currently in force. The Act establishes the framework for the licensing of drivers, makes it an offense to drive a motor vehicle on a road without a valid driver's permit, and authorizes the collection of prescribed fees in connection with driving with licensing services. Importantly, the Act does not expressly create an offense of late renewal, nor does it clearly impose a punitive financial penalty merely for allowing a permit to expire." So that's just part of the pre-action protocol letter that was sent to the Transport Commissioner. It'll be very interesting to speak with Mr. Clark to find out, because if I remember, Sir Charles, and I think you had backed me up on this, when the story first came out, is that not even the people at licensing office knew.
Yeah,
it was just a decision that they were told this, you have to implement this, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting, but we'll try to get him, you know.
I see somebody in the chat was saying that he has called a press conference today.
The transport minister, like Zakur. I don't think it's the commissioner. I don't think the transport commissioner will call a press conference. I think it's the minister, Zakur.
All right. Okay.
You know, I had a you remember last time we interviewed, I'm only going to say part of what I want to say on here, right? You remember last time we interviewed Jack Warner? You remember when we interviewed Jack Warner?
Yeah.
Remember Jack Warner was a transport minister too, right?
Right.
Transport minister, right? You remember Jack Warner had pretty liberal policies in that you could use the bus route certain times as long as you had 3 people in your car. You know, he kind of was people friendly when he was a minister, right? Especially in terms of the use of the bus route, right? And certain other traffic laws. Of course, he came up with the idea of the tunnel going through the Marcus Hill and thing, and people laughed, you know. But he was kind of innovative and people friendly. So I spoke with Mr. Warner after the show, and he said something to me that I'm going to wait to see if it happens. I'll go wait. And when it happens, then I'll go come and tell you what Mr. Warner said.
Okay, so that's the part that you're not revealing.
That's the part I'm not revealing. Yeah, but when it happens, I will tell you what Mr. Warner tell me after the show.
No, Jack, but I can imagine.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And it coming to, I seen it coming to pass. Anyway, let's do the poll. Will you support special operation zones as a crime fighting tool? That's our question. Florence Bazi, no, well, let me go back. It had one before Florence. It had James Samuel said, yes, I will support sensible laws. Jason Samuel, I don't want to miss your vote. Then we go down to Florence Bazi says no. Mrs. R, yes. Rena Jennings, no. Felix Kazoo, no. Bernadette Yates, no. You're writing, Sir Charles?
Yeah, because Richard disappeared.
Yeah. Hilary Zan, no. Jennifer, no. Marlon Motley, no. Finbar Collins, no. And I can't read the second part of their comment. Kazim Mohammed, no. Trini Gets Fit, no. Slick Money Grip, yes. Margaret Thomas, no. Suzanne Jessup, no. Kathy Ann Townsend, no. James Kamau, no. Lennox Francois, no. Apollonus, no. Never. Dean Allen, no. Beauty Culture, hell no. Stephen Harper, no. Hey, Stephen, morning. Today's your boy birthday. Eh? Make sure and wish him happy birthday. Avion Abraham, no. Ambrose Blood and vote. Brennan Smith, no. Amazon uses Ford vans. Thanks for that, Ambrose. Where are we? Ava Smith, no. People started to discuss Donald Trump already. Colted Finch, no. Miguel Gonzalez, yes. Ron Anon, okay, didn't vote. Trini Mull Kitchen, no. Caribbean Girl, no. Morning, Caribbean Girl. Carol Guevara, no. Cheryl Maraj didn't vote. No, yeah, she voted no. Prabha, good morning. Didn't vote. Scorpion Pepper, no. Estelita Sampson, no. Dina Allen, I will tell you when it happens. Brent Hackshaw, yes. Ian Stewart, yes. Marlene Saunders Sobers, no. Valerie Mendoza, no. And Joseph Clement, no. All right. Those are the votes I have on the chat.
All right.
You have any more? You're doing it today?
Yeah. I'm going to do it today. Don't worry. All right. So on the WhatsApp, we have Archbishop Ashton Clark saying no. Pauline saying yes. Junior saying no. Brenda saying no. Captain Ron saying no. Sean saying yes. Raymond saying no. Peter saying yes. All right. Talk a little bit there, Wendell. Anybody else?
So, no, I have no other votes on this chat. But you can still squeeze in a vote if you want. Will you support special operations zones as a crime fighting tool? Yes or no? That's our poll. Right?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 26 people on the chat today voting, and 38 of you said no, and how much did I tell you? 46, right?
38.
38 saying yes, and 8 saying no.
No, I mean 38 saying no, and 8 saying yes.
Saying no, sorry, and 8 saying yes. Yeah.
All right, I've got 3 more no's came in just now. Trini in Nashville, KW John Leet. That's the first time I've seen that name. No. And Cheryl Henry also said no. All right, so we crossed the 40 zone there. Thank you, folks, for joining in our poll this morning. As I said, our poll is speculative. Is will you support something like that? You understand? That's what we're asking. All right.
Yeah.
These special operation zones.
Because I mean, it's just hearsay at this point in time. We don't know if it would already happen, but it's just get an idea. So how you people feel about it, and most people say that they would not support something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how what is the measure of success it brings, like in, as I say, in Jamaica, because they have a lot of crime taking place, and they utilize it to get certain things back under control with some places. When they feel that they are losing that grip and things are spiraling out of control. Sometimes it's the same place over and over.
Yeah. Jamaica is huge, yeah? I mean, compared to Trinidad and Tobago. So if it is that our TTPS, with all the intelligence-driven things that they talk about, can't know what's going on. I mean, how many times we have had raids, they get arms, ammunition, drugs, and nobody arrested? What kind of intelligence is that?
Yeah, too often.
I don't know how targeting certain areas could help. If you already know what's going on, you don't need legislation to do that. Go and deal with it. You have the power.
You get the feeling that they know what's going on.
You know who this one is, you know who that one is, you know how much gangs, you know how much members of the gangs, and yet still we reach this stage. And I'm talking about all through the years. That's what I tell you.
That's what I'm saying, Dude, I wonder if they really know, Yeah. I mean, everybody and every national security minister, so they know and they know, but they know who these people are, they know the gangs and that, but there's something that prevents them from, and they have a way also of talking about dismantling gangs. I don't know how they do that. They also talk about, I can remember under Mr. Hines, we had a certain amount of gangs, and then he said that they had dismantled quite a bit of them, but in that dismantling, we didn't really see or hear anybody else being arrested, going before the court, no increase in things like that, and the crime continued to run. So I don't know how much of that is really true.
Didn't we also say when we started this, when the state of emergency was restarted, I should say, that there were certain people in the prisons calling hits on people outside still, and they had to move them. Have you heard anything about that again since they moved these people, and what has happened in the prisons? I have to admit, it is a lot of the activity or the news coming out of the prisons has gone quiet. You understand?
It's like everything take a break for the Christmas,
Yeah. Not the murders, Not the murders.
No. And you can look at it because January is normally the most murderous month that we have. For some reason, I don't know what it is in January, but it always seems to be the highest month of murder. We always seem to start off January with a bang.
Yeah, like it's ham and turkey does get people angry.
Yeah.
So right after they get angry when they eat them kind of meat now. And they drink sorrel and ginger beer. It looks like there's people just get angry.
Yeah, but you're right. But a lot of things that we were hearing about the whole situation with moving into Tetron and what has been happening with some of those things. We are not hearing much. We're not hearing much coming out of the prisons. I don't know if we could take it for granted that they are now getting things under control with the inmates and the drones flying over and dropping off stuff, and prison officers seem to be still carrying things in the prison. Because every now and then you're still hearing about a prison officer who gets locked up for trying to smuggle contraband. The last thing we heard coming out of the prison was the supermarket in the ceiling. Yeah, I haven't heard much after that, which really makes you wonder how could these things really happen in close places like that, But I guess this is Trinidad and Tobago for you.
It is indeed. Anyway, I guess we could go back to the lines. I know you wanted to. Were we going to reach out to those folks?
Yeah, send the next number for it.
At send one.
You did?
Yeah, in the chat.
In the chat.
Yeah.
I'll check on it.
I didn't get the other one. I think you may have that other one.
Yeah, I have the other one, but I just I'll work on it in between that with what we take while we take the caller. So people, you can call us 281-1315 and 299-5156. All right. Hi, good morning.
Yes, because I have to get him again. Remember, the police commissioner said in the second incarnation of the SOE, which is currently on, that they had a few more miscreants still to get, and they will need that extra time to get them, right? So we haven't heard detention orders being signed for a long time from the Minister of Homeland Security. So I take it that they got them, and they somewhere where they're supposed to be, safe away from the normal people who behave very well. So this state of emergency, to me, was really used as a crime plan. And at the end of it, January this month, this year, I think it's January 31st, it's going to end. They have nothing yet. So I really think it was news source yesterday as well. And I was kind of shocked because I know it's a draft, but I don't put nothing past this government. Right? Now, everybody knows that the government doesn't like news source. So they'll try to prove her wrong. But I'm glad she brought out that leak and prove and let them say she's a liar and don't come up with it. You understand? So let them come up with a proper crime plan. The Minister of Homeland Security and the Commissioner of Police seem to have no tongue these days because they haven't been speaking. There are 7 murders. Yes, so as the 6th in 6 days. And nobody talked about that. I only seen that amount on the total for that on the Ian Allen show. I not hearing it on any newscast. Nothing at all like that. So I want to know what they're doing about it because the year started with a bang. So you all have a good day.
Yeah. I think the more worrying thing for the government or for anybody for that matter is that news source is getting credible information, not from people within the government. Some people within the government she getting it from. If that was as I say, a cabinet note or something that you're talking about, and that will show side there, I would be very, very worried as the Prime Minister. Caller, good morning to you.
Morning, Sir Charles, and morning, Wendell.
Morning.
Yeah, I agree with you, Wendell. I mean, you sources get it from the horse's mouth. Oh my God!
Who's the horse right now?
No. Did you all see a video circulating where they were saying it's an old video about people being tear gassed by Woodford Square?
Yes, we talked about that video.
Yeah, we spoke about it.
I tuned in late. So, did it happen or not?
That's from June 2020.
Oh, right. That's what I was told. That's why I don't circulate videos until I verify it.
And Miss Henry, you know the person who actually did that video is the person who talking to you there.
I did the video.
When they did that video, so when if he tell you it's our old video, don't take it on you. Don't take it on at all.
No. So Charles, remember I told you before all years that I was going to break my tradition that I normally go All Saints. I stopped going to St. Michael's because of that same fireworks business.
Right.
And I started going All Saints Church on All Year's night. Brother, I decided to go St. Michael's. Listen, as I parked and we walked into that church, within 15 minutes, these explosions started. Listen, I said, Lord, I could have get up and run, but I said, Lord, I already here. You know what was shocking? Western Police Station, you could come out the church and walk to St. Michael's. To Western. Western Police could walk. And I cannot believe these people, they prove Camilla Prasad Bissessor so right. How this country is so lawless. Imagine that, they put out something where not around churches, nursing homes, hospitals, and you could tell me, St. Michael, listen, man, it was like every 15 minutes.
And this is around what time, so you're talking about?
That was 7:15 hours. This started 7.
Right.
And so, Charles, I tell you, 15 minutes after we sat down, it started. I said, my God, no. I was shocked, but I wanted to prove something. I say, let me go say, well, no, it was peaceful. I say, I'm not going All Saints Church. I'm going St. Michael's. I live in right down here, and I have to jump in my car and go All Saints Church. Come on. And West End of police station right there. Look, man, this country, I don't know, a mess. A mess. You'll have a blessed day, Richard.
Yeah, thanks very much. You know, in the proximity of the police station, you would expect that people who live in those areas will not do certain
What are you
things.
saying, Sir Charles?
You would expect that they'll say, no, there's a police station there. I cannot do that here.
You know, this government getting the opportunity, like the PNM did, to solve some easy, low-hanging, popular things, and they ain't doing it. That issue of noise pollution, they will always get support for that. The issue of what was the other one? Laws, certain laws on garbage and so on. There are people who getting away with throwing things out of the vehicle still. Those are the kind of laws they need to clamp down on hard. You understand?
Actually, I don't mind the fireworks, quite frankly.
No, the fireworks, they overdo it, Richard.
I don't mind the fireworks on like Olia's night and stuff like that. And to me, in my area, you heard one or two a little early, but not much. But at midnight, the show was so spectacular it could compete with anything that, sometimes, regional corporations do. There was, to the east of me, it was a spectacular show. I was like, what? How much fireworks do they have?
I heard it, but I didn't look out.
Nah, but it was spectacular. It was really, if you had to rate it, it was a really good fireworks show.
But it ended earlier than normal, though. I have to admit.
It did. I think they went basically up to the time. I don't think in Arima, at least where I was, I don't think they went much beyond the half 12. I think it was up from half 11 to half 12. Some would have started a little earlier. But certainly the majority of it was during that period. And then after half 12, we didn't really hear much. I just talking for Arima where I was.
Yeah, well.
But I don't mind it on Olia's night. I find, there's certain times that you celebrate things where fireworks are nice, I get it for the animals and all of that, but...
Yeah. All right. Hold 1 minute, guys. Caller, good morning.
A blessed good morning to you, Sir Charles, Richard, and Wendell. Good hearing you, and Happy New Year if I didn't tell you all that. Great to see you all in 2026. You're looking fabulous. Whatever tea you're all drinking, continue to drink it. You're looking good. Sir Charles, I know you're looking good. You have a
Yeah.
I know you're looking
that's a real thing.
Best. You understand? But gentlemen, what I really call about, I'm not surprised of what's going on in this country. Our PM has not come out and addressed the nation as yet. Though the PM for Barbados, Ms. Motley, has already addressed her nation already. I think we all get the snippet with her talking, addressing her country already.
Yes,
I don't know if because as I was saying before and people were saying no, I say as the first bomb drop, you don't hear them. With our National Security Minister, the one who always like to go by the window and have a music background saying this is the end. Probably that was it. Our ministers and them who are supposed to be in the front line, down to the commissioner. Come on. If it was when Dr. Rowley was around, and I will keep going back there, but we have to go back there. Because they always, every Monday morning, they're always talking, always complaining. PNM this, PNM that, Dr. Rowley this, Dr. Rowley that. But I will go back to COVID. When we had COVID, Mr. Rowley had all his other ministers, health ministers, and whoever down the chain line concerning with health was there. And every Monday morning they come in. It might be the same thing repeating itself, but at least he used to address the nation. Prime Minister, wherever hole you're hiding in, kindly come out and at least address the public. Like we know, because when they're not here in the PM, we say, well, all right, the first bomb drop. She's safe, she's safe, normal. And as soon as that happened, I don't know if that is just a distraction to tell people, all right, we're going to tax everybody. You can't do that. You're supposed to address the people. Even self, you all send it via email, wherever, come to the public and say, here, what's going on. Because we have to pay back pay, we have to get the 10%. we slapping on these charges. And if you notice, these charges not like, oh, it's a period, that is lifetime, But when they raise passport, the pass for transportation to get your license, all these things raising, it's a continuation. So you have to pay that. At the end of the day, who is benefiting with the 10% and back pay? Not me. But when we pay with taxes, is who working in the public service, who working in the government getting that. You understand? Them are benefiting, not the people of Trinidad and Tobago, because the poor man, when he go in the grocery, he can't just pull it trolley. He had to make up a list. What to buy? Should I eat rice this week or no rice? I'll go in the market and pick up some dashing and whatever. And then last and not least, please, Miss Kamala, Prasad Bisasa, do not discarry CARICOM. Even though US is our #1 exporter, remember CARICOM was there first. At the end of the day, CARICOM contribute to our export also. So don't play it the same. Don't buy the hand that feeds you, my dear. Don't be disrespectful. Right? So, gentlemen, thank you for giving me a listening ear.
Thanks, Susan. Take care. All right. Morning, Debbie Mitchell. Morning, Michael Cadet. Who else came in there?
I want to say happy birthday, Stephen Wilson. I didn't know it was Stephen's birthday today. I saw it in the chat.
Yeah.
Caller, good morning.
He was on the chat too early this morning.
Yeah. Morning, Lincoln.
Good morning, gentlemen. I am yet to confirm, but I know this blogger doesn't normally give fake news. I saw that United States court has found no basis to validate the charges of Maduro being the leader of the cartel gang. Could anyone of you have verified that is a fact?
I saw it too, but I can't verify it.
Right. So what if it is a fact, then this whole facade of narco-terrorism becomes invalid. So it would now mean that Kamala Prasad-Bisasa and the UNC backed the wrong horse, for want of a better phrase. Because from the way it's going, like they might have to give Maduro an escort back to Venezuela before the end of the week. Right?
I didn't think that happened.
Yeah, I think it will happen so bad.
No, I'm just being facetious, but
I know.
The foundation of your allegation already dismissed within 48 hours of the man reaching there that he's a big drug dealer and in charge of a gang that we responsible for drug dealing. That fall apart within 24 hours of the man first court date, it fall apart. Then your whole case is more than likely going to fall apart. You arrest a president or a sitting president of a country, and you didn't have the common sense to cross your eyes and dot your T's and make sure all your ducks in a row before you touch a president of a country. This ain't OJ or somebody that you could feel you could trump charges on and the court go sweep that under the rug. This is a sitting president of a country,
Yeah, it'll be interesting to find out if that story is true.
If it's true,
what's going to happen next?
And they must have about 24 more charges besides that one also.
Well, you know how the US is. Even if they can't catch you for the big charge, they will hit you a big sentence for a small charge.
Yeah, all that.
And I expect that to happen, right? OJ get big sentence for taking your own products. But the murder, they could not get him for the murder, but they gave him a big sentence for a small offense.
Yeah,
right?
So.
And that is what I expect to happen with Maduro, right? But the whole point about it is that clearly, if you dismiss that first charge, that preliminary charge of not being in charge of a gang, then the whole facade of narco-terrorism gets thrown out the window.
Well, I'm not seeing it being carried, Lincoln, on BBC or CNN with regard to that. And what is being carried is the issue of the Trump administration discussing the acquiring of Greenland. And I think that is going to be a pivot point for Europe.
Yes.
And because I don't think European countries are going to stand for that.
No, the Danish Prime Minister has already spoken.
So, and I know the British, the French, and Italian, I can't remember the German, certainly have said no, that's not an issue, that you need to work collectively to deal with Arctic security.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't say that you're going to claim Greenland or take over Greenland. And I mean, and I know probably the vast majority of Americans will not be in favor of anything like that. But the Trump administration is just, very much.
It's like I don't know. Anyway,
they very much act on what they say they will do. Give Trump that, eh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Give Trump that.
Mm-hmm.
People may not like President Trump, but if he says he's doing X, he's probably doing X.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you like the decision of X or not. And,
Interesting. We have a caller there. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, it's me, Mr. Grant.
Mr. Grant.
The flow phone. How everybody?
Not
we good.
We're fine.
All the best to the Three Musketeers. And I got a new name, the Three Musketeers. Yeah. Well, look, right now, right after I'm afraid to drive the car up Chigonan. I ain't lying to tell you.
Why?
Because the way all these people looking for money. My nephew tell me last night, he come to fix my door, as I tell you. He said, one of the clients have two different wind glass. They gave him a ticket for that.
Oh,
wow. And like a black. You right from here, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They gave you a ticket for that too.
What is the ticket for? I don't understand.
Having a different color wind glass. You have a silver on one side, it did break up, and you get that one and you put 18. And you on the other side, you have a black. So you tell him, can you show your van there, that all the coating come up from the car? They might look to you ticket for that too, because the people like they're going mad. There's money they're looking for.
Yeah, I hear.
I wasn't paying a ticket like that.
Yes, certified copy and all kind to make sure the color the car is the right one.
I copy my insurance and everything when you driving for me. I just collect with that, and I tell you, it's responsible with that. I had to have that because my wife, after I had to take her to clinic regular. But anyhow, you see with Trump have been bullying, and I be following them. Because he is doing just like we're Putin is doing. Them mama guys Zelensky all the time, Trump and Gavin and the real short man in North Korea. Them just want to block up this and block up that and block up that. But Trump going to meet you Waterloo. Anyhow, have a good day, my friend.
All right.
All the best.
Take care, Mr. Grant. It'll be interesting to see what's happening with Trump.
Wendell, I'm making one of those calls for you, right?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Right. So let's see if he will answer.
She?
No, he. Oh, well, the one that you sent.
He.
Yeah, the one that you sent. Let's see. Next thing is they sleep and they can't get up all again.
It's different time zone,
Uh-huh.
All right, forget that.
Yeah,
Let's try the other one.
Yeah. No problem. I'll go ahead in the meantime.
Yeah.
What gets me is that life in Trinidad and Tobago in 2025 is already difficult as it is. Post-COVID, life has been difficult for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And some people still have not recovered from COVID and how it affected their financials. And generally, life itself can sometimes be hard and difficult, and you have all sorts of things to worry about, whatever it is. And when the government adds on things and adds on additional costs and additional things, and sections of the population say, well, yes, I'm all right with it, just obey the law, it troubles me that people accept the increase in taxes so easily, punitive and unnecessary, and they just go with it and say, well, it don't affect me, and go on with life. that puzzles me. That you don't raise your voice in objection and say, wait. I know a lot of people are raising their voices and say, because there's a certain amount of backlash that the UNC is getting from this, even from their supporters.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, the Prime Minister said if all they behave, she will reduce it next year or something, during this year.
Yeah.
If all they behave. What? And that's all right for some people.
Clearly it is.
And some people accepting the definition of we are lawless dump. Some people saying that's what we are. Trinidad and Tobago is so much more than that. And I don't know. Sometimes I really just don't feel to comment on anything, because obviously people are not as activist oriented as I am, or in terms of how I see things. And I've always had that policy of things should be pro-citizen, which is why I talk about Citygate, which is why I talk about those things, about the roads and stuff. And well, if you talk about, the things we have talked about over the years, and why I think governments a lot of the times are arrogant and condescending in how they deal with us, and they are not pro-citizen enough. But you have some citizens who go with whatever governments say.
Yes, and Richard,
they can triple the fines, and there's some people will say, yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
All right, hold 1 minute. Guys, caller, good morning.
Good morning. Calling from Shogunas.
Hi, Shogunas.
So, yes, I have a concern in the way how I have to say we Trinidadians behave. First is that we do not come out with sensible criticism. What is a defective vehicle? And I am looking at, okay, how could your seat be a defect that your vehicle can't drive? 2, if there is a defect on a vehicle like a cracked windscreen, a blown bulb, why not give a notification that you can fix and show within a specified time?
Right.
And again, the police themselves drive defective vehicle. It is seen a police vehicle going on the road with one light, smooth tires. Nobody checks that. So the police themselves come in now and without reason giving you all sorts of tickets. Without reasoning, look at the coconut vendor. What is the alternative? Okay, he did not pay those tickets. Is he going to jail? For how long? Are you going to come up with, I'm not giving no suggestion for them to use because there is a way you can cause it. But the other thing is, you go to protest a ticket. The police is not going there. It is going to go back. You waiting in line to hear a case for the next 3-4 years. You're before the court and nobody is taking care of you. But you have a court matter. 2 years for what? A cracked windscreen that you could have fixed and show within 14 days. So we need to think.
And caller, if I may interrupt you, you are very right. That the issue of I say I'm agreeing with you. That the issue of corrective action in terms of balancing and saying, okay, non-driver related offenses is what you're talking about. So that if it is a bulb is blown, and he said, hey, wait, look, your brake light is out. But under the law, you have 14 days to fix it and show proof at the nearest police station that it has been repaired, and then we will take off whatever it is on the system. But you have that period of time. That is what you would call proactive and empathetic governance. But the governments that we have, and the PNM is that too. The PNM and the UNC is that.
So let us not talk politics.
It's about penalizing.
Let us not talk politics. Let us not talk politics. Let us look at enforcing the law properly. If the government vehicle is defective, but the government man who is driving it is exempted. And you're coming at the poor man. For instance, a man we know the word pulling bull. He's not employed. He's working a taxi. He's going on the road. Big. A pebble broke his windscreen. You give him a ticket for how much? $2,000? Who is paying that? You're wasting time. You're just trying to make that man a criminal. He's coming to my business to hold me up to pay that ticket because he don't want to go to jail. So we have to look at, okay, so enforcing fine and I'm blaming the police is going out there like if they're getting a commission for giving a ticket. What sense are we making?
Well, the police
are we making?
Well, the police are following the law.
Thanks very much, caller.
Yeah. So the legislative issue is the problem.
And until it starts to affect them, Richard, trust me.
Yeah. And until and what you brought up was proactive legislation that is sensible. If somebody's light just is blown, you give them a reasonable time and then they face a penalty. And it cannot be a penalty that is ridiculous.
Richard, I was driving behind a truck the other day. Well, myself and a few people, because a man actually pulled alongside the truck and telling him. He had a load of maybe gravel or something in his truck. And stones was coming out. He hadn't covered it, but still stones were escaping that covering and coming out and hitting people's windscreen. I saw a guy in a Mercedes-Benz pull alongside him and telling him, now, he is not going to get a ticket for that, I doubt. But guess what? If it crack a windscreen on one of the other vehicles, they will get a ticket. You understand? So it's crazy what's going on, you know? And until people get directly affected, they will realize how punitive some of those things are.
There's nothing like learning firsthand to give people a sense of what the problem is.
Yeah.
Well, when we spoke with Brenton Knights from the Maxi Taxi Association, he had suggested that situation also, the fix-it ticket. You know, maybe that is one of the things that we could probably look at to implement.
Well, I mean, it should really, at the end of the day, you probably will meet police officers who
will give you that. Who will give you
some kind of discretion.
Will give you that discretion. Yeah. You're right, Wendell.
Yeah.
There's some police officers that will do that. They will give you the discretion and say, okay, I'm just giving you a warning. Try and get this fixed. Next time I see you, if it's still there, I'm going to be forced to give you the ticket.
Yeah. But with that kind of thing, it puts you know, if somebody feel that I may not run into here again, I'm really bound to take him on. But if they like you get the fix-it ticket in the system, they contact you. Have you been able, or you have a certain time to fix it and report to the nearest police station, so you now come off the system, or if not, then the ticket will be enforced. You know.
No, if you get a chance to fix your problem and you ain't fix it, wherever you get after that, you look for it. But let me alert people to something that caused disturbance already in St. James, and it's causing again. When you come up Romeo Street, which most people who come along Mokorapa Road do, right? They will come up either Romeo or Lockport Street. When you come up Romeo Street, people used to go straight across to Salazar Street. You cannot do that any longer. There was
you might as well be speaking German to me because I have no idea what you're talking about.
No,
you're talking to St. James people. You're talking to the
people down in the west.
You're talking to the special zone of St. James.
Right. We're talking about the special zone of St. James now. When you come up Romeo Street, you either turn left to go down the Western Main Road or you turn right to go up the Western Main Road. You cannot go straight across into Salazar Street. There are police officers, that same Bulls guy, and some transit officers, traffic wardens, they are there waiting for you to give you.
You can't cross the road, basically.
Yes. They are waiting on you on a morning now. They're waiting. They ain't telling you, they ain't staying on the other side to tell you, hello, don't go across, turn right or left. They stay on one next side for when you come across.
So there's no entry signs put up to say you can't go down here?
They have arrows now. They put arrows saying go either right or left. They've fixed a problem that they never fixed before. So they've suddenly found the traffic signs to put arrows. So, but there are people who would have been doing this for years, going straight across. You cannot do it. You'll be given a ticket. Okay, just remember I told you that, right, Mr. Henry? Yes, it was changed recently. They actually put up the arrows saying either go left or you go right. You cannot go straight across now. Right?
Yeah, because St. James is a lawless dump.
Mr. Patrick, good morning.
Yeah. Morning again. When there's a child and a child, let me tell you something. You see, there's a motor traffic vehicle act is something modern. I could recall a day I was going home, I came from corner. If I cross it like a light officer come up the buses and he stopped me. The car had a little potty. You know what potty?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The little red thing?
Yeah,
because
fella.
I was about to pay in the car, so I do a little thing and I put a little potty on. The man asked me, what's the color of the car? What is the color of the car? Another thing, I hear the guy talk about the two different mirrors, black and silver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know they will take that as the car to color? No. When he asked me for my driver's permit now, and I show him, he said, where you living? I said, Trinidad City. He said, boy, you have Malabar there? You know, like that chat?
Yes.
You know like that chat, right?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't know like that chat, right?
That is a charge. That is a charge, yes.
So the man make me boy. When they're at time, boy, smooth tire, color car, this, that. The man gave me a notice to pay in the car and bring the car in the license office within a week time. I had no money. Another time I get was on the door. This is a magnet. You know on the door.
Everything happened to you?
Yeah.
You know on the door, the sticker license of what passenger?
Yes.
You don't have a tape, you could tape it on, right?
Yes.
They said they don't want that, not to be writing.
Yeah, let me painted on.
Yeah, it had to be painted on.
Hey, yeah. Are you a big man? I tell you what I go when I cry. So, when a man get 19,000 in ticket, boy, I don't know man I get a girl I paid from somebody free. And I went back, I tell him I paid for the whole car. I went like something, and I do and change the color. I said, but the man see the color of the car, but you see a little potty and I go with the color of the car. And charge me for two-tone color.
Yeah.
Is there a law against hand painting your car? Like you take a paint and a paintbrush and paint your car? Is there a law against that?
No. A guy teach me that. He said, and drivers out there, if you buy a fender or a bonnet or any side mirror and it's a different color, go in the paint shop now. Some paint shop have the bomb spray the color.
Yeah.
You know
Yes, most some of them selling the bomb spray.
You
can just buy it and
the bomb spray.
Yeah.
You to go outside and paint the door, paint the fender for yourself.
yeah, you can do it for yourself.
Because if you go in the garage, you might leave your car there for 3 weeks. Paint it to avoid getting charged for two-tone color.
All right, Mr. Patrick, thanks much. Yeah. People, we are going for the 8 o'clock news. We'll be back. Stay with us.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Guy L Caribbean TV for Wednesday, the 7th of January. Wherever you are tuned in from, I'm Derek McMillan. Good day, everybody. 3 Trinidad and Tobago nationals, including a serving police officer, have been arrested on U.S. provisional warrants linked to a major DEA drug trafficking probe. U.S. Embassy officials say DEA-vetted officers working with the TTPS Special Investigations Unit and the Transnational Organized Crime Unit detained Raphael Joseph, Michael McSween, and Clevon Prasad on December 30th. All three are wanted in New York on charges of conspiracy to import cocaine and firearms offenses arising from a 2024 DEA investigation. The embassy confirmed Joseph is an active duty TTPS officer. Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara says the arrests show the strength of Trinidad and Tobago's cooperation with U.S. law enforcement and the TTPS commitment to accountability. The men are now awaiting deportation to the United States. The Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago has announced the acquisition of a new roll-on, roll-off passenger and cargo vessel, the MV Blue Wave Harmony, which will replace the MV Cabo Star when its lease expires on January 12, 2026. The new vessel is expected to arrive around January 18th, pending weather conditions and final approvals. NIDCO says the ship will deliver greater reliability, cargo capacity, and passenger comfort, with 4 main engines for redundancy and stronger ramps for heavier loads. It can carry about 125 freight units and includes 31 refrigerated sockets for food and pharmaceuticals. The vessel also features passenger cabins, a restaurant, lounges, and accessibility upgrades. In the meantime, contingency services will continue using the APT James, T&T Spirit, and Galleon's Passage to maintain essential cargo movement between Trinidad and Tobago. The Online Gaming Agents Association of Trinidad and Tobago is calling for an urgent meeting with Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar, accusing the National Lotteries Control Board of refusing to meet while millions of dollars in state revenue are being lost each week. The association says it has made more than a dozen attempts to meet with the NLCB board since July last year, but has been ignored and estimates losses of over $2 million a week due to what it calls poor management. Olga Atti says a scheduled November 10th meeting was canceled with just 2 days' notice, despite agents stressing the urgency of their concerns. The group insists it is not seeking more spending, but wants to present proposals to boost revenue and cut costs. In a letter signed by President Dean Prasad, the association asked the Prime Minister to intervene, saying agents simply want respectful dialogue and a fair hearing. A Penal woman has died by suicide, just days after the accidental drowning of her 10-month-old granddaughter. Police say 55-year-old Dheera Seepersad of Railway Line Road, Gopi Trace, was found at her home on Sunday after reportedly ingesting poison. She was taken to the San Fernando General Teaching Hospital and died early Monday morning. Relatives say Seepersad had been caring for her granddaughter, Alia Amalia Ramjit, on New Year's Eve at a home in Diego Martin when the baby crawled away and fell into a swimming pool. The child was later pronounced dead at the St. James Medical Complex. Family members say Seepersad appeared deeply distressed after the tragedy. Police investigations are continuing. In the region, former St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves is questioning whether deposed Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro can get a fair trial in the United States. Maduro and his wife Cilia Flores pleaded not guilty on Monday to U.S. charges accusing them of involvement in so-called narco-terrorism and drug trafficking. Speaking at a news conference in St. Vincent, Gonsalves, now opposition leader, said even U.S. President Donald Trump had claimed he didn't receive a fair trial, and he argued that Maduro's capture and removal to New York breached international law and the UN Charter. He said the move reflects a revival of the Monroe Doctrine, where the U.S. seeks to control affairs in the region, and noted that CARICOM remains divided over Venezuela. Gonsalves said the charges still have to be proven in court, and he called for sober diplomatic dialogue to resolve the crisis. Finally, in international news, European leaders known as the Coalition of the Willing met in Paris today with envoys of U.S. President Donald Trump to push forward a peace plan for Ukraine, with President Volodymyr Zelensky saying the deal is now 90% there. But tensions were high, as the talks came just days after the U.S. moved militarily against Venezuela. And, as President Trump again signaled interest in bringing Greenland, an autonomous Danish territory, under U.S. control, Denmark's Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen faced pressure not to clash with Washington amid fears it could weaken U.S. backing for Ukraine. Several major European leaders issued a statement stressing that Greenland is part of NATO and that Arctic security must be handled collectively, while also insisting decisions about Greenland belong only to Denmark and Greenland. Analysts warn any U.S. move on Greenland could spark a serious crisis for both NATO and the EU. And that is news at this time. Thank you for listening.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Jump into savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 40% off in-store and online. Find amazing deals on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. Plus extra discounts on credit plans and free gifts with select purchases. Save more at Furniture Plus today.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Looking for pet supplies that wouldn't bite? Visit Bow Wow Supply Limited, your friendly family-owned pet store at the corner of Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trinidad City.
We offer fabulous prices,
great service, and a wide range of foods, treats, toys, grooming products, and accessories. Everything your pet needs in one place. We are open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Coming today, Bow Wow Supply Limited, Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trinidad City. Your pet's friendly place. Call us at 640-7184.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
All right, so we are back after the 8 o'clock news. So I hope that all the information you wanted, we were able to supply you in between there. All right.
Yep. Of course, the chat is alive, and we want to thank you for all the folks who are on the chat this morning and contributing. Yeah, you see that issue of lights, Dean Allen, that's one of my worries now too. We went down this road already too, because there's some vehicles coming with fog lamps, some vehicles coming with LED lights. This is going to be a stressful period. But Sir Charles, I observed that a message is sent just now. Isn't Minister Zakur, who is the Minister of Transport, speaking as the minister? Why is it a UNC press conference? He's not a member of the UNC as far as I'm aware. He's a minister of this government. But he actually, maybe he is, I don't know. But why is it a UNC press conference if he's coming to speak on ministerial issues?
What are you talking about, Wendell? Clarify.
Well, the press conference that is being held this morning with Minister Zakur and apparently Dr. Tim Gopi Singh. I don't know the connection, but maybe there is one. But Minister Zakur, I would imagine, is going to speak on the current issues that engage in everyone's attention. But it's headline UNC press conference.
Yeah.
By whom?
I would imagine it's a release from the UNC. Look in the chat now.
Yeah.
Who's in your phone on?
No, I'm saying, is it the minister Is it the Ministry of Transport issuing a notice saying UNC press release?
I don't know where it comes. I would imagine it's a UNC press release.
I think this was taken off of their official site.
Because if you're speaking as a minister, you can't be speaking as UNC.
That's what I'm saying. You know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That they would issue us something on
the
saying
Minister of
UNC press
Transport.
conference.
So the Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation press conference. He's civil aviation too, right?
Yeah, he's civil aviation.
Right.
Yeah.
The Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation press conference. That's what it would have to be.
That's what it should be.
Yeah, that's what I'm not going to tell you that. Probably that's what it should be, but then maybe that's not what it is.
Lines are blurred all the time now. Yes, it's just to go with the flow.
Lines cannot be blurred. Lines cannot be blurred. People have to do better.
Well, it shouldn't be blurred, Richard.
No, it can't be blurred. You have to do better if you're representing as a minister, representing as a minister, you're not representing a party.
I hear you. And I agree with you.
So stop that nonsense.
I agree with you, but you know, it's just anything goes now, and people accept it.
Just like I used to have a problem when people used to wear the bodies they tie. I used to have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Unacceptable. Don't have any party symbols when you're representing us as a country.
And Dr. Rowley changed that. And Dr. Rowley changed that.
Yeah, stop that nonsense.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah, because if you are having a press conference to deal with national issues, it should be in certain places with accessibility. Because like if it was on their social media pages, you know, would the average person be able to call in and ask questions and all those different kinds of things? Would reporters be present also? Because it do have a location, you know, to say like if something is being held at the diplomatic center or at the parliament building, or you know, nothing.
I don't know if it's my imagination, but this group of ministers is the first group of ministers I've seen in my life, in my experience, that is completely shy. Now, I'm using the word shy of media.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Because
I've not seen it to the degree like in this current form.
Yeah.
And Minister Zaku has a lot to answer for.
Yeah.
Who get up in the morning and decide, okay, I just go and double all the fees? Who decide that? A committee? Or somebody gets up in the morning and they was on the toilet bowl and say, you know what? I feel like we're on double all the fines.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make that happen.
Yeah.
As always interested in how this comes to pass.
Yeah.
I nobody that says, wait, I don't think this is a good idea, you know. We're gonna get some pushback.
Yeah. But when you're in like those things and going to like cabinet and because they would have had to go on to cabinet for those approvals, right, Wendell?
Well, I would think so.
Yeah, you know, so because just as Richard is saying, if somebody's just getting up and saying so and so, you know, what I suppose you will have to have justification as to why you're doing some of those things.
And is there no other voice in the room saying, I don't think this is good politically. And that's why I say sometimes I don't know if the UNC is being intentional or if they're being incompetent. Sometimes I can't tell.
Yeah, I know.
And so I'm like, is it that they're being intentional? And this is what I'm thinking, they're being intentional and saying in the first year, we're going to do all sorts of chaotic things that may seem chaotic and that the country is not going to like, and we're going to get a lot of pushback. And for the next 3 to 4 years after, we're going to do other things.
Reverse them.
To make sure we get re-elected.
You know, interestingly, and I don't think he'll mind me saying this, that is the exact same discussion I had with Fitzgerald Hines yesterday. Because it appears that has to be a plan. Make the place chaotic and as hell as possible in the first year. And then start rolling back on things, and the population say, we get this. Look at how they listen to us. You understand? It could be that.
I don't know. because maybe they didn't expect the level of pushback that they're getting back on the fines.
The fact that the Prime Minister could say if all your behavior could reverse some of those things means that she has acknowledged that there's pushback even from her own supporters.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, what you're hearing in the public domain, you can't not hear it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and sometimes people say that I didn't hear that, I wasn't hearing that, but yeah, there's a lot of voices outside there, and they are being heard. I'm sure they will be hearing them. Somebody have to be able to say, or they're hearing what them people, and I'm saying, maybe they might say, well, that's them, don't worry them, let me go ahead, but at least somebody had to be hearing.
But Khadija, don't even read my messages again, and I send them.
Well, we must admit it's not because of not trying to get people here. I mean, we have been inviting.
No, but Sir Charles, I don't even think it's unique to us.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not on us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It seems as if a lot of these ministers are media shy.
Mm.
And I don't understand. That's part of your job spec. I'm sorry. Part of your job spec is facing the media and answering the tough questions.
Mm.
But then it may not even be probably media shy. It may just be directive. Saying, when we
who's the communications man?
Don't talk to the media. We will have certain people talk at certain times. You know, leave that alone. Saying avoid them. Don't go outside there. When it's settled, we feel we will send
and if that's a policy, it's an infantile policy. You put yourself up to be selected and elected by the population. You convinced whatever percentile of the population to elect you. You are now in power. Part of the job spec in a democracy is holding yourself accountable to the people. Doing that, one of the components of doing that is appearing before media houses and being questioned. That's the job. If you didn't want it, you could have go ahead and work as a teller in Republic Bank.
Well, and I understand that, but I also, from previous conversations, you know, you would hear people say that no, we did not let people speak because we didn't want people saying the wrong thing. You understand? So we will tell you when to talk.
Well, they might have to tell.
So there is no adult in the room.
From doing press conferences.
So what you're saying, sure, Charles, there is no adult in the room.
No, but I am saying that in those kinds of situations, you know, sometimes the party will say, and I'm sure Wendell, being up anything, will understand and could probably tell you that at some point they say, well, no, you all are not to talk to the media. We will talk to them at certain times.
Silence in a democracy is never an option.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, but you know, you're part of a government. You have what is called this cabinet responsibility. What is called it?
The collective responsibility.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, Richard doesn't subscribe to that either, but I have no problem.
I understand. I understand collective responsibility. I don't have a problem with collective responsibility. What I have a problem with is transparency.
Right.
And if I was in government, well, what I don't aspire to be that, but let's go down the rabbit hole. And I'm Prime Minister. If I'm Prime Minister, cabinet minutes are going up on the website after every cabinet meeting, and whatever needs to be redacted will be redacted. But you will know that we're discussing X, Y, and Z because I am doing the people's work. So the people should be privy to the work I'm doing. I'm not saying that sometimes you don't have to make decisions that the people may not understand initially, but then it's my responsibility as a politician, if I was in that position, to explain to the people why it is I am doing this and what I think the returns will be 5 years from now or 3 years from now. So you may not understand the decision I've made, but I'm making it because this is the returns that I think that's going to happen in 3 or 4 years' time.
Yeah.
People are not stupid. And I think a lot of times politicians think people are stupid.
You think so?
I think so. I think it's
the reverse.
I think they treat the public with no respect, or that they owe very little respect, and they don't understand that even whom you may not judge as being a critical thinker is in fact a critical thinker and assessing what you're doing. And the only way to deal with that and to deal with the public persona of a government is to be as transparent as possible and to be as honest and engaging as possible about the issues. And some things you have to backtrack if you're a good leader.
Yeah.
Good leaders understand that, okay, I made a bad decision and I have to backtrack. But that's what leadership should be about in democracies. But Caribbean governments generally have a kind of hidden, it's a kind of colonial thing, it's a kind of colonial relic. That they feel they don't have to be as transparent as possible, or that too much transparency is a problem.
Yeah, but a lot of people's opinion now has reversed now on this government. They feel a lot of the people in the government now are the stupid ones. You understand? As opposed to
well, I can't answer to that.
I'm telling you're not on social media probably as much as I am, but I'm telling you.
Well, let me answer that for you. Absolutely not. But until there's polling and stuff like that, you have some sort of data set. You can't really tell. Are they getting pushback in their circles about things like the traffic fines and some of the things that they've done so far? Absolutely. But in terms of public sentiment, are there some people who are disappointed? I guess so. I think the honeymoon period is absolutely over.
Oh yes.
And we are all vested in wanting the UNC. Well, I don't know if I should say all. Let me say, I am vested in having any government succeed to the benefit of Trinidad today. So you want governments to succeed, but governments also need to be transparent, in my opinion, and this is how I see governance and how I see democracies working, but obviously it's not necessarily how the PNM or UNC or even Caribbean governments operate. Very few of them operate with a huge level of transparency.
But, I think this government's biggest problem is yet to come, and it has to do with Venezuela. I think their biggest problem is yet to come, and we'll see where that goes. You understand? Because as we know now for sure, the same regime is in charge in Venezuela. Same Delcy Rodriguez, same Cabello, who was issuing the threats to the Prime Minister the other day about if we are attacked, what's happening next. These are the people still in charge in Venezuela.
As Dr. Job used to always say, you could ride the tiger, but know how you're getting off.
No, you're getting off. There are going to be bruises. You're going to come out with bruises.
You need to ride the tiger, but know how you're coming off.
All right, guys, you want to see if you get a couple calls before we go? Or you all? Yeah. All right, so people give us a call. Yeah, no, we have a few minutes. You can take a couple of your calls. You want to get in on the show, 281-1315 and 299-5156. And in a short, the people from Gael will be leaving us. So, Gael people, we thank you all for being here and looking forward to be joining you tomorrow. You join us tomorrow morning at 6, right?
Yeah. I just want to respond to something Eva Smith said. Whilst I agree there's something dangerous creeping into the country, if allowed to be neutralized, we wouldn't have a voice. That part I do agree. I think we will always have a voice in the Trinidad and Tobago. We are too free of people not
Wendell, don't take that for granted. I don't think that countries who have lost their voice thought that they would lose their voice.
Mm.
Yeah. So I think it's really vigilance about your freedoms, that you have to be vigilant about your freedoms.
Which is what we have been.
Yeah, I'm not talking about this government specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about generically.
Generally, okay.
In democracies, because it's very easy for democracies to lose their voice. It has happened in Turkey. It has happened in India. It happened in the Philippines to a certain degree. It has happened in Russia. And China has been like that for ages.
Yeah. And it's something you're ready to watch it.
So the issue of dissent and countervailing opinions to the people, the political elite, is something you have to guard with a certain amount of ferocity, because don't take it for granted.
No, I agree with not taking it for granted, but somehow or the other, I don't, because of how Trinidad and Tobago is structured, especially politically, I don't see it happening. But I just don't.
Yeah. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, it's me again.
Mr. Grant.
Yeah, I'm following up on it. Now, listen.
It's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Prime Minister don't want to come to Parliament to debate nothing. She laid Parliament laid down everything for her in the earliest by saying the habitation of the government center, Whitehall, was uninhabitable. So she will be working from home. And you see they used to say, man was a dictator, they push that in front of you and me jump with that. They say, Robin was to move the dictatorship. But this is the worst I see, because all my 80 years I following politics in 56 with Dr. Williams. This is the worst. TNM had 36 seats and never do this kind of thing with Dr. Williams. In 81 when you vote campaign, it's a bit so what was wrong there. We have to be careful, when they're saying it can't happen, I mean, but these people are mad people, And Zako, he's always a UNC member, because he always used to be writing in papers attacking Rowley from down in Dego Martin, I used to be watching that. You see that I read, I buy papers every day. All the people who was putting on same of PNM, all of them on boards now. And she has to see that one when she had to talk, she's switching she tongue. For God to love. Them are not to lose that way, because them are all the big house to rent out of the road. Anyhow, have a good day. All the best.
All right. Yeah. Saying some folks saying Cheryl Marad says both Wendell and Richard are right about losing the voice versus having your say. People will go underground if they have to. Conversations will continue. Cheryl Henry said, Wendell, you would surprise how democracy could be taken away. God forbid if this government gets a second term. That is not going to happen, mister. I could predict that from now. And Dean Allen said, if that bill on limited state of emergencies in geographic areas is problematic, as the state can shut down communities' rights easily in the right talk, Wendell watch that bill. Right, these are all some opinions from some of our people in the chat. And of course, Ava Smith would have said there's something dangerous creeping into the country. I'm hearing you on all that, and I mean that's why we are here. And as long as Net Radio can, and we are here and able to, we are gonna keep the topics. We're gonna keep the topics alive. We're gonna keep the democracy alive. Certainly, because I don't know that there's anybody could tell any one of us here what to say and when to say it and how to say it. Because left up to Richard and Sir Charles, them cuss obscene, but I just had to hold them back. I am the voice of reasoning here. Them would actually be cussing people,
Kuala, good morning to you.
Sir Charles, you know that is not true.
The Kuala like you get vexed now when you hear the whole going.
People never hear too well, you cuss. Well, and what if Corey come in the show too? Well, that is it. The show gone through.
Oh Lord! Let me say good morning to Corey and Gaylan, especially Gaylan, who listens every day. And that's not miss a beat.
Yeah.
Or a comment. So, good morning to you, Gayle. Have a good day.
Morning, dear.
Well, it's always good to have a strong opinion. I have to go now.
You have to go. Well, we all have to go.
Yeah, we have to go. So we can wrap in between here.
Yeah, we can.
All right, so continue with New Era TT Radio on the net and newerattradio.com. And I'm a little distracted.
Yes, you are.
newerattradio.com and New Era TT Radio on TuneIn. And of course, we speak to you back tomorrow morning.
All right, folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go and let go. All right, and a happy birthday to the birthday people again. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. All right, especially to Fifi out there in Ethiopia. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. We've been trying to get you, but we didn't get you. But happy birthday, and everybody enjoy your day.
All right.
All right, and of course, just in case you didn't know, this has been The Breakfast Show. I will be with you tomorrow morning.
You're real distracted.
Yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas